And now we are going to discuss what is the use case. Use case can be represented as the set of sequential steps of a user, and it can be represented as an event. This is the use case. Okay, use case normally it represents the behavioral thing. Behavioral representation it is, but it also comes under the structural representation also. Both it will come. Why? Because that comes under both means. Use case diagram is used to represent the functional requirements of the system. These functional requirements not always static. They can be changed. Sometimes they are static and there is no guarantee for they are static always. Sometimes they are dynamic also. The ever changing requirements of the clients, so that the use case became dynamic and behavioral thing. Okay, so that's why it can be represented as static and as well as it can be represented as dynamic. The set of sequential steps of the user that will take, it can be represented in the use case. Okay, so this is nothing but the use case. One single use case contains collection of the steps. For example, I will say what are the various collection of the steps followed in the use case. Now we are going to see. I have given this name as the login. So what are the various sequential steps of the login of a user? He must enter the username, and this is one step. He must provide the password and he must be authenticated. Okay, these are the steps are going to done. Authenticated, and finally he can be valid or invalid user. These are the steps. 4 number of the sequential steps is followed by the user. Okay, these 4 different sequential steps can be represented by one name, that is called as login. So one use case can itself, it can have various number of the steps of user. So okay, so this may be changes, this may be not changes. So like that the use case can be represented as a behavioral thing sometimes, and as well as the static representation also we see the use case. Okay, and the next one is the collaboration. Collaboration defined as what is the collaboration means? The set of the objects can exchange some set of the messages. We list, once they exchange the messages from one object to another object, we list all those interactions or messages, whatever it is. So that list is static. Once the action is over, that will be static. That can be represented as collaboration. So collaboration can be represented as dashed oval. It can be represented as dashed oval. It is a set of interactions of objects. Already the objects are interacted with one another. They can set some messages with one another. So we have collected some set of the interactions. This is static. Once they have exchanged the messages, we are listing those messages that never be changed. That is a past thing. Okay, so that past thing we are representing in the form of the collaboration. So collaboration is nothing but set of interactions and objects or some set of the messages. This can be represented with the help of a dashed line. So collaboration is also one kind of the structural representation. And now we are going to see the active class. What is the active class? We have the terminology is active class. The active class can have some set of the objects. These objects can have multiple number of the processes, and these objects can execute concurrently. Such a kind of the class, these processes can execute concurrently. Such a kind of the class is called as the active class. The active class means what? Their objects means, class means what? Their objects are currently in use. Such a kind of the class is called as the active class. Then active class is also is structural, like ordinary class. Okay, so class representation cannot be changes, but while execution the object will be changes. So that is dynamic, but class is not at all dynamic. The class once you have created, it never be changed. It is static only, and it can be inherited by the other classes only. So active class also same, where it can have the concurrent execution of multiple processes of its objects. So what here we need to write is active class can have multiple objects with processes and threads which execute concurrently. The processes and threads that execute concurrently of the objects of an active class. Such a class, whereas the concurrent execution of the objects or processes that takes place, such a class is called as the active class. How an active class can be represented, now we are going to see. An active class can be represented by a 3-part box, same, but the outer line will be thick. Thick outer line. Active class can have. So like this, the active class can be represented. So far we have completed use case, collaboration and active class. The remaining things we need to talk about is nothing but component and node. Now we are going to see the component and node. What is a component actually? Now we are going to see. A component can be represented as a collection of general purpose mechanism which can be realized by some set of the interfaces, or which can group some set of the interfaces and classes and packages. Okay, that is called a component. So component can have not only the interfaces, it can have classes, it can have packages, all it can have. A component can be represented like this. This is the example of a component. Component can be represented like this. Okay, so con dot Java. Let us say the name of the component, that is Java. So it can contain multiple things, interfaces, classes, and as well as the packages. So what the component contain? The component contain the other kind of the structural things also in it. These are nothing but interfaces, classes and packages. So we completed the component. Now we are going to talk about the nodes. What is a node? A node is nothing but a physically replaceable system or physically replaceable thing that can be represented is called as the node. Okay, so it can be a server, or it can be an ordinary node, whatever it is. Whenever we want to represent some kind of the network, we use this collection of the nodes. Whenever we want to represent the client server mechanism, we put the server node at the center and all the client nodes to which it is connected to one by one each other. So like that, a node is a physical replaceable system when it whereas it exists at the runtime. What are the various kinds of the nodes are available, where is server, all these things. We can see all these things at the runtime, but these are physical only, physically replaceable parts of the environment. So these are nothing but some hosts, servers, whatever it is. We can represent the servers or an ordinary host or ordinary node, whatever it is, like this, the form of the node. This is also the static thing, and this is also one kind of the structural thing, a physically replaceable part of the system. Okay, that is a node. So like this, we have so many number of the structural things. They can represent only the static things only. Okay, they are not dynamic. Once we have created, they never be changed. such a kind of the things we can call it as the structural things. The first one is the class. It is a highly structural diagram. So this structure contains three-part box. First part contain what? The name of the class. Second part contain a set of the attributes. Attributes in the UML notation, you call it as the data members. In the programming languages, you can call them as the data members. Whereas in the use cases, UML, you can call them as the attributes. And in the third part, it contain what? It contain the member functions. These member functions in the UML, we call them as the as operations, set of operations. So third part contain the set of operations. The next one is use case. Sometimes this use case can be a behavioral thing because the use case diagram represents the functional requirements of the system. These functional requirements are not at all static, they are ever changing. So for ever changing, we can call it as sometimes behavioral diagram also, but this comes under basically it's a static diagram. Once you have represent the functional requirements, those never be changed like that. So what is a use case? A use case can be represented as a small oval. It is a collection of the sequential steps. For example, I told login. Login contain collection of 4 different kinds of the steps. Like that the use case can be represented. And thirdly, we are having collaboration. Collaboration means objects in the system can exchange some set of the messages. These are dynamic actually, the messages. But collection of messages, once they have completed their sending of the messages, we are representing them in the form of some collaboration. This collaboration is one kind of the structural representation. We are listing all the messages, all the interactions among the set of objects, one after another. That is collaboration. The next one is active class. What is the active class means? The class can have multiple number of the objects. This multiple number of the objects can have multiple number of the processes. The concurrent execution of these processes and as well as threads can be represented as active class. What is the active class means? It can have multiple number of the objects, processes and their concurrent execution. Such a kind of the class is called as active class. How an active class can be represented? With a thick border, that is called as the active class. And the next one is component. So what is the meaning of a component? It also contains, it's other kind of the structural things it contains, like classes, interfaces and packages. So that is a component, we can represent a component. And finally, what is the interface now? We skipped this one, interface actually. Interface is a pure abstract class in the C++. It can be called as an interface in the Java. It never be instantiated, only it can be inherited to the other classes. Okay, so interface can have its methods. These methods implementation is not at all given in the interface. Those can be implemented in the derived classes where it is derived. Okay, that is called as interface. Interface can be represented with the help of small circle. It can have the second part contain the attributes, the third part contain the set of operations in it. Finally, we are going to talk about the node. The physical replaceable part of the system is a node. Whenever you are going to represent the collection of the hosts and the client server systems, you represent the server node or host node like this or client node like this. It is also one kind of the structural diagram. We represent the structured things or static things which can once created, they never be changed like that. In the coming session, we are going to talk about the behavioral things and other annotational things. If you like our channel, please subscribe the Intelligible Tutorials. Thank you.